Welcome to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. If you're unaware what this subreddit is, it's basically stories about encounters with rude parents that think the world owes them everything because they have kids. So sit back, relax, and let's get annoyed. Your place of employment is not free daycare. A couple of years back, I had an employee with 2 children who was the type to take a mile if you gave her an inch. I'm a very easygoing boss, so I generally tend to make every effort to accommodate my employees' personal lives as long as it didn't affect their work or their workplace. This employee asked if it would be okay to bring her children to the office for a few hours, because they had the day off from school for some reason and she had no one to watch them. I was pretty against the idea, but relented and made an exception and allowed it. Happy workers produce good results, right? Big mistake. I had assumed the implicit just this once was understood, but she took it as a green light to treat the office like her personal daycare services. Anytime her children had time off from school, a snow day, a holiday the office didn't observe, etc., she would show up with the kids in tow. I might have let it slide if they were well behaved, being quiet, and just using their iPads with headphones or something. But good God, they were awful. It was a pair of girls aged around 7 and 10, and they were the most disrespectful, obnoxious excuses for humans I have ever seen. They would talk back to and shout at their mother, fight loudly over who got to pick what cartoon they watched on the iPad, make huge messes with the art supplies their mom bought for them to use and just left it for the cleaning people to clean up, etc. After the second time, I took the mother aside and told her in no uncertain terms that if her spawn could not behave, she was not allowed to bring them, and would have to take time off or find other arrangements. She assured me that she would keep them quiet in her office in the future, so being the pushover I am, I allowed it. She managed it for the next couple times, but of course, it wasn't sustainable, and the kids had a huge temper tantrum fight over some dumb stuff like sandwiches or something. I had the mom come to my office, told her the kids were not allowed during work hours anymore. End of story, right? Nope. Mommy threatened to report me to HR if I stopped letting her bring her kids, because I was giving preferential treatment to her. She claimed that I didn't allow other parents to bring their kids to work, so letting her do it was a violation to HR policies. I couldn't believe her audacity. She had clearly anticipated this, and had what she thought was an ironclad blackmail to secure her free daycare. I actually had to explain to her that no other employees had ever asked me to bring their kids to work, because it's obviously inappropriate, and I was trying to do her a favor when I allowed it the first time. I told her to never bring her children to work again, and that she can go home for the rest of the day and consider herself lucky that I didn't fire her for threatening me. She quit about a month later. I didn't miss her. Stop showing drugs to my kids. Let's meet the cast. Innocent kid, entitled parent, girlfriend, me, security guard, helpful person. Now we start the show. Today my girlfriend and I were at the mall just shopping. Decided to get some lunch. After eating, I told girlfriend that I was going to the restroom to get my insulin shot. FYI, I'm a type 1 diabetic. I go into the restroom and pull out my supplies. Wasn't very busy in there, so I was doing my business in the corner. All of a sudden, innocent kid shows up. Looks like he's 6 or 7. Innocent kid. What are you doing? I'm giving myself a shot. I have to do this after I eat to keep from getting sick. Okay. I think hearing the word shot got him a little scared. I understand, I used to be like that too. As I'm drawing my insulin, I hear some guy yelling at me. Entitled parent. Why the hell are you showing my kid drugs? I didn't show him any drugs. All I have is my insulin for my diabetes, and I told him what it's for. Diabetes isn't real, just a made-up excuse for you junkies to get a fix. The entitled parent then notices the needle in my hand, and slaps my arm to knock the needle out of my hand. Anger level went up a little because the guy wasted some of my insulin. Then the entitled parent sees my insulin bottle. I realized what he was going to do, but I reacted too slow. The entitled parent grabbed my insulin bottle, then raises his hand and throws the bottle right onto the ground, destroying the bottle. This is when crap hit the fan. A wasted needle of insulin I can handle. Destroying my bottle of insulin was on a whole other level. Ask a diabetic, and they'll tell you that insulin isn't cheap. I do have insurance, but I still have to pay about $70 for each refill. 2 other things. 1. I just opened this bottle a few days earlier, so the bottle was more than 3/4 full. 2. I just got my refill a week earlier, so to buy a replacement, that would cost me up to $600. I have a couple of backups, but that's besides the point. I grabbed the entitled parent and yelled, "You jerkwad! Do you realize how much that bottle costs? You should be thanking me. I'm trying to help you off drugs." "You idiot! I need that stuff to live. You owe me $600. "I'm not giving you money, especially just so you can get more drugs." Entitled parent then grabs his kid and starts to walk out. I quickly grab my stuff and rush in front of him. At this time, we're just outside of the men's bathroom, and I see my girlfriend waiting for me. While blocking the entitled parent, I yell at her for help. "Girlfriend, what's happening? What do you need?" "This prick just destroyed my bottle of insulin. Go get a security guard." My girlfriend runs to grab one while I'm blocking the entitled parent. Please note that I'm a skinny guy, but was enough to keep the man from moving anywhere. Then I see my girlfriend with the security guard. Security guard, "What's going on here?" Me, "This entitled parent shattered my bottle of insulin in the bathroom because he thought I was doing drugs. I just got that bottle. To get a replacement, I need $600 from him since he caused the bottle to break." Entitled parent, "I did nothing of the sort. That boy just can't hold on to things. It isn't my fault he broke his own bottle." Security guard, "Here's the thing. Because it happened in the restrooms, there aren't any cameras to film anything. I thought I was about to lose this bottle when another man came out of the restroom." Helpful person, "I would like to add some information about this matter." Security guard, "What do you have?" Nice person starts to tell security guard how he was in one of the stalls when everything started. He cracked the door open and saw the encounter between entitled parent and me. He then saw how entitled parent knocked the needle out of my arm, grabbed my bottle, and smashed it. After we both ran out, helpful person finished what he needed to do and came out of the restroom. Found out while security guard was trying to get the statement from helpful person, entitled parent with his kid tried to get out of there. Lucky some more guards showed up with 2 police officers. After getting all the information, the police officers gave entitled parent 2 choices. He could either go to jail for destruction of personal private property and then see the judge, which he will most likely pay more than $600 because of court fees and such. The other option was to pay me $700 for the full replacement of the bottle. The entitled parent decided that jail wasn't worth it and coughed up the money. Lastly, the police took our information and let us go. My girlfriend and I's date had to end early because I had to head home to get one of my backups. Entitled mom at airport Starbucks gets tackled by security. A little backstory. I'm on a trip with my twin sis, and I've seen a lot of entitled moms on my trip, but this one is a crazy bee. Let's meet the cast. Entitled mom, me, twin sis, innocent kid. So me and my sister decided to get Starbucks before we boarded our plane. We got there and there was only one woman, entitled mom, and her kid there. He's not entitled at all. He was actually quite polite. She orders and gets a sweet peach green tea for herself and her child. We order and get caramel macchiatos. We sit down and drink, but after innocent kid takes a sip, he tells his mom it's a little too sweet. This is where it starts. He goes to the counter and says, "Ma'am, sorry, but this is a little too sweet. Can I have one with a little less sugar or syrup?" He says this in a sweet, polite tone, but the cashier says they're unable to do that and he could get another one. He looks a little sad. Then his face lights up and he says, "Can I get a cup halfway filled with water?" He gets it and pours half his drink into it. He sips it and he looks happy. So I think, that was clever of him. But his mom, on the other hand, looks mad. She goes up to the counter and says, "Why won't you give another drink? We're paying customers and you should give us another drink." The cashier says, "Sorry, ma'am, you can buy another drink, but we're unable to give you a free one." This lady yells and then proceeds to slap the cashier and walk away. I was shocked at that. There was a security guard nearby and another employee alerted him, and the lady saw him and took off running, leaving her kid, who was looking quite embarrassed. The guard tackled her and tells her to put her hands behind her back. The kid walks over looking sad. They take her away, and that was the last I saw of her, and then me and my sister boarded our flight. Thanks for checking out my video, guys. I hope these stories filled you with all the feels. Also, share this video with a friend, hit that like button, and subscribe if you're new, or a Karen will hide in your closet and stare at you while you sleep.